Morning guys, happy Sunday. Lola barking because I've just told her I'm going to take her out, and the pair of them have got really excited. Oh, you've gone dark. South Africa are playing at the moment, so the pressure is on. Hubby's watching that. We want to go to this Christmas fair at Cheltenham Racecourse, so I haven't got time to watch the match and get the dogs walked and do breakfast and get out and get to Cheltenham for the fair. So I'm sacrificing the game, but I'll see, he will film me in. They're winning at the moment, so fingers crossed. So yeah, so I'm going to quickly take the dogs for a walk and then come back, do breakfast, and then hopefully the match will be finished and South Africa are through to the final with us next week. Let's see what happens. Right, that's the dogs walked, and I have a confession to make. That noise in the background, by the way, which isn't my confession, is my dry fryer, just making breakfast. We've used to drive the dogs for their walk because Fido has anxiety issues and cars driving fast up the road would scare him, and the walk would be so stressful for us as well as him. So a behaviourist told us a few years ago that we should drive him to somewhere quiet and walk him there. So that's what we've done for probably a couple of years now. But we wanted to train that out of him because obviously it's not conducive for him to have to go in the car every time we want to take him for a walk. And we thought, well, okay, let's do some work with him. So while Hubby's been off, he has like loads at my feet to try and get attention. While my Hubby's been off, he's been taken separately and he's been trying to get Fido used to the streets and the roads and the cars, and he's been really good. So we haven't really used the car to take him for a walk. This morning, because I'm short of time and I'm taking them on my own, both of them, they can be a bit of a challenge. And Lola has been on like hyper alert for about a week now, and so taking two of them together on my own, I didn't want to do the road as well and put that in because Lola also tries to chase cars. I think it's a collie thing. So I drove them to our quiet place and took them for a walk. But I'd forgotten that I'd driven there, and I walked home and got not far from home and thought, ooh, where's my car? So I had to turn all the way back and go get my car. So I felt a bit stupid, but hey ho, that's what you do. Just checked in with Hubby and it's a draw at the moment on the rugby, so it's going to be a very tense finish, I think. So yeah, so I'm going to get some breakfast for him, take that through, and then we will head off to Cheltenham Racecourse to the Christmas fair. So I don't know what I'll buy, if nothing. I just would like to get some ideas for Christmas presents. A friend bought something around for me yesterday as a gift, which has given me an idea of something I can do for gifts. So I'll share that with you later. So yeah, I'll catch up with you when I've been to the fair. Right, the first batch is out, guys. Okay, don't laugh. Okay, poor Hollywood. If you see this video, you probably won't actually remotely see this. If you do, yeah, I'd get the look, I'd get the eyes, I know. Okay, this is an apple. Okay, this is an apple, and I wanted my buns to look like an apple, didn't I? I did. Okay, shall I show you them? Okay, just remember, this is an apple. This is what an apple looks like. This is what my buns look like. Okay. Da, 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 da. Right, I thought I'd come back and just tell you before I go, South Africa won. So it's going to be an England-South Africa final next Saturday. Oh my God, the pressure in our household is going to be immense. Better dig our t-shirts out and get up bright and early and just hope there's a good divorce lawyer out there. So yeah, right, we are heading out to Cheltenham now. Catch you later. Right guys, this is the point where I tell you that I'm back from Cheltenham, okay? And I should be showing you either the Christmas fair or what I bought, or both. However, there's a slight problem. So I've already messed up this morning because I've forgotten that I took my car to walk the dogs, and yep, we went to Cheltenham, okay? We drove there, took us an hour, got towards the race course and thinking this is really quiet, there's no signs, which gate is it? This is a bit bizarre, it's not very organised, is it? And I said to my hubby, just have a look at the ticket for me and check. And then as I handed it in, I sort of saw the date. I haven't got glasses on, so I wasn't quite sure. I said, oh, what date does it say on that ticket? It was last weekend. yeah, we were a week out. So there was no Christmas fair and there was no chance to do some shopping or get some crafty ideas or anything else like that. So rather than waste the fact that we'd just driven an hour all the way there for no reason, we decided to have a little walk around Cheltenham. Because I used to go there a lot to Cheltenham races, loved it. It's one of the race courses which is completely flat, so you can see the whole of the track, and it's absolutely brilliant. But Hubby's never been to Cheltenham, so we thought it was a lovely sunny day, let's go for a walk. So we did have 2 hours walking around Cheltenham, so we didn't waste it at all. But it was just a bit funny that I'd psyched myself. I was really excited about this craft fair as well, like sort of craft Christmassy sort of thing. Not necessarily to buy lots, because at the moment so I'm trying to be really good, but I wanted some ideas for presents and things like that. So, but I think what I might do, there's something on the NEC next weekend. Now I am torn because it is the World Cup and South Africa have won and they're going to play in England, but it's Saturday morning. So I'm wondering whether I could maybe go to this craft fair on Sunday. I'll go on my own because I'm not sure any of my friends will be really into that, I'm afraid. And also if you go on your own, you get more chance to look around and do it at your leisure. So I don't know. I'll have a think about that this week. Could take Friday off and do it. I don't know. Let me think. I need to think about that. So I came home and I decided that I am going to start doing the baking. So do you remember I said to you I had those apples which I picked from the road? I had quite a few, and what I did is I actually pureed them. So it's just about, I've got 4 left, but I pureed a load of them. Just basically put them into a pan with a bit of water, lid on, left it, and then put it through a sieve, and I've got the most amazing apple, definitely an apple puree. It was absolutely lovely, and in fact I've got some in my fridge now because it makes an amazing apple sauce. It's really nice, so I am going picking for more apples at some point. But anyway, I digress slightly. So I said, when I was in the gym this week, I was watching This Morning, as I do, and they had a recipe, and a lady called Allegra did this pumpkin puree bread, and I thought, wow, that looks good. But I didn't want to do pumpkin. I don't want to buy pumpkin. I've got all these apples, and I'm thinking, you know, what should I do with apples? Apple pies, apple turnovers, apple sauce. And then I thought, I wonder if I could do an apple bread. So I started thinking, do you know what? I'm going to go for it. So I've tweaked her recipe, I'll be honest, of This Morning, but I've used apple puree. And yeah, at this moment in time, they are in the oven baking the first batch because I'm doing my roast dinner. So yeah, shall I show you how I've made them? And then hopefully by the end of all this, I'll be able to show what they look like. And I'll give you an honest review. So here is how I made them for you. Right guys, so I'm going to add in here 1.5 teaspoons of caster sugar. Yeah, I know it's bread I'm making, but caster sugar is needed to help with the yeast. Now to that I need to add some warm water, and it does have to be warm, not hot, not cold, but warm, because this is going to help my yeast to sort of ferment. So I'm just adding in a packet of dried yeast. You can use fresh yeast if you want, but I just have dried. I keep it in the cupboards, and it's just really, really handy. So I'm just going to mix that together a little bit, and then I'm just going to leave it until you start to see bubbles on top of the liquid. Now because I'm going to whisk this now with a spoon. Whisk it with a spoon? Can you whisk with a spoon? I don't know. Stir it with a spoon. I was a bit concerned that, you know, the bubbles I'd put into it were because of the stirring. So if you do the same, don't panic. When you've stopped your stirring, just watch, just look on the surface and see where the bubbles have formed already. And then give yourself a little area if you're not sure and say, okay, do I start to see some bubbles coming in a different area to where I was looking? And it will happen, guys, I promise you. So as long as your water is warm, all right? I was a bit sort of apprehensive first when I did this, but it does work, honestly. So you just need to leave it and be patient while your bubbles start to form. If you've got things you can do, girls or boys, then go off and do it and just come back and have a look at it. But as I said, you know, it doesn't take as long as you think. Okay, so once you start seeing the bubbles, this is where you now start adding your ingredients. So you need to add probably about 1/4 of your flour. And this is plain flour. You don't need bread flour for this. I've always used bread flour for making bread This apparently doesn't need it, although I might try it with bread flour one day just to see. As long as you get the yeast right, it should be fine. So just mix that into the liquid that you've got there now. Okay, as I said, it's only 1/4 of the flour you're going to use. Now to that, then you need to start building up what you've got in your bowl. So just give that a good mix, make sure there's no flour left. There's nothing worse than clumps of flour anywhere, is it really? Okay, so we're going to start building up here. And first of all, I'm going to add is an egg. Okay, just throw it in. And just give it a little bit of a mix. Right, once it's mixed, can you start seeing the bubbles? And that's the yeast working. Now I'm going to add my apple puree, and I literally just popped some apples into a pan with a little bit of water, not much, put a lid on and just left it, and then put it through a sieve. And I've got the most amazing puree from the road beside me. And say, this is lovely. I'm going to add a bit of nutmeg, and I'm also going to add a bit of cinnamon for flavour, because I think they work really well if you're looking at apple. And I'm going to mix all that together and give it a little stir. Look at those bubbles, guys. You can really see the bubbles now forming, and that is definitely your yeast working for you. So yeah, give it a really nice stir. Actually smells amazing even just at this point, although it's far from ready here. Look at that. It's just, oh yeah. Okay, so now I need to start adding the rest of the ingredients into this. So the next thing to add in is oil. This is just vegetable oil. It's about 30 millilitres of vegetable oil. Not a lot actually, considering there's 500 grams of flour in this. So it is relatively little, but a lot of the liquid it will come from the apple puree as it cooks. So don't panic if you think there's not enough liquid in this to make this work. So you now need to pop in an egg. This is where the richness of this bread comes from, is the 2 eggs. In normal cooking, I wouldn't use an egg in my bread. I'm going to add to that then the rest of the flour, a little bit of a time just to mix it through. I'm going to start with a spoon, just to give it a good mix while it's wet. Obviously, as it gets further and further bind together, I'm going to change to my hands. It's a bit gloopy right now, so I don't think I'd want it all over my hands. I think it'd be sticking so much, it would drive me crackers. There we go, look how gloopy it is. Right, let's get this rest of this flour in. Okay, and now I think it's time to get messy, isn't it? Get those fingers in there and really, really work it. And this is a good bit of body magic, guys, if you're on SlimWorld as well. You know, get those bat wings sorted. Just keep going with it, you know, persevere. At first you think, oh my god, it's too dry, it's not going to absorb all this flour, but it does. You just got to be patient with it and just keep moving the mixture around the bowl as well. You know, there were times when I've been tempted to think, oh my god, I need to add more water to this, but seriously, you don't. You just need to be really, really patient, okay? Now, I could fast forward through this. In fact, I'm going to fast forward through it just so you can see how long it took me to get this to all bind together. See, it's actually now in a ball, and you can probably see it stuck to my fingers quite a bit. So if you'd added more liquid to that, you would have had an absolute nightmare on your hands. What you now need to do is to knead this on a bed of flour. Take your work surface, just put a bit of flour on there, shift everything out of the way. If you're like me, you have so much all around you, it just gets in the way and drives you mad. And if you know how to knead, I mean, look, this is really wet. And, you know, I was a bit concerned about this to start with, but it does work, just bear with me. And all you need to do is, you know, just knead it. So from the back to the front, push down with the palms of your hand, and just do that for about 5 to 10 minutes. Put it back into a floured bowl. Okay, that's gone in, and I'm going to cover it with just a very clean tea towel. I'm going to set it aside now for about 30 to 45 minutes, I think 45 minutes, and I'll show you the final verdict when it's finished. Okay. Right, okay, so it's been sat here proving for 45 minutes, or 46 if you want to be precise, and it has doubled in size. That's perfect. So now what I need to do is knock the air out. So back onto a floured surface. I'm just going to put my knuckles into it. It is a bit squidgy, which is great because it means the yeast has actually worked. Folding it over and just pushing it down. There we go. There we go. Okay. And I'm just going to knead it one more time just to get into a little ball. Okay. There we go. Right. So when you think the air is knocked out, and you do get to feel that it's not as bouncy as it was, you can then shape it into whatever you want. Now, because these are apple puree rolls, I'm going to try, she says, and make some apple shapes. So just going to get some bits of bread mixture here into a ball. Okay, and I'm going to sort of try and make it a little bit smaller there, and I'm going to poke my poke my finger in there to give it a hole, so you know, like an apple. Now these will prove again for another 45 minutes, so they will change shape slightly. So there we go. What do you reckon? Not sure if it does look like an apple or not, but hey ho, it's all a bit of fun, isn't it? Do different sizes if you want. Some people like obviously big bits of bread, some people don't. So I'm just gonna put my finger in there. And then make sure you spread them apart on your tray as well, guys, because they will expand in the last proof, okay? What I may do is get them on the tray in circles and then put the holes in them, I think. Alright, so there's 4 there. I might try and spread it out a little bit more, make it, see if I can get 6 onto a tray. Let's see. It is quite sticky, the dough. It's fine, she says. Never having done this before. Of course it's fine. I've made lots of bread before, in fairness. Okay, so that one's bigger. I'm just going to get something. Actually, no, tell you what. How about one of my trusted chopsticks from China? There we go. That's going to give me a really good hole, isn't it? Obviously, when it goes to its second proof, that hole will shrink, so make it bigger initially. There we go. Okay, so that's the first batch. I'll do the rest and leave it to prove, and I'll show you afterwards. Right, guys, let me move you around a little bit. Can you see? Right, so these have been proving for 45 minutes, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to egg wash them, just to give them a nice little bit of a shine. They don't look like apples, but you know what? I don't care. I really don't care. It's more around the flavour, isn't it, than the look. And as I said, poor Hollywood's not going to walk through my front door right now and criticise me. If he did, I'd have weighed them. I would have literally made them within the inch of my life. But life's too short for that, isn't it? So, yeah, what I'm hoping is they taste delicious. And there's nothing nicer, I don't think, than homemade bread. I haven't made homemade bread for ages. And as I said, I saw this on this morning when I was at the gym the other day, and it was sort of made of pumpkin. So I've adapted it to sort of do this with the apples. If it tastes nice at the end of it, and I will be honest with you when it's done, I will go out this week and pick more apples. What I will say is, though, the apple puree that I use tastes lovely. Absolutely lovely. So I think it will be a hit, even from the point of view of just applesauce, homemade applesauce. Right, now, because this is obviously going to look like apples, isn't it, guys? Yeah, you agree? Looks like apples. Haha. I'm going to pop some cinnamon in there, like that. Because you know, like on an apple core, it's always a bit darker, isn't it, around where the apple is. So I'm just using my chopstick just to be able to put it on. Because I want it too thick, but I want it to sort of mark. Do you know what I mean? If you look at your apples, guys, go and look at an apple, right? In fact, if I've done this, let me go and find you an apple, okay? Just to prove that I'm not being really mad, okay? I mean, come on, if you're being authentic, you can pretend that somebody's bitten into it. So put an insect little bite on. That would be dark, wouldn't it, as well? Am I now going really into the realms of being mad? I'm mad. Don't even know why I'm so happy. It's Sunday night, which means it's work tomorrow, which is never good. Right, so I'm quite happy with these. Let me just... Now, I've got my oven on at the moment, and it's on, well, it's on about 200, but I'm going to turn it down in a minute. I just wanted to get it hot. Just play with my holes, just make sure my holes look authentic. Because again, it rises when it's in the oven. So I've got one here, which you can't see. You probably can see it it's just a little bit too close to the other one. So I'm going to try and move it without losing the air. Paul would probably wince at me for doing that. God, do you know what? I'd have the shock of my life if he ever turned up at my house. I'd love it, but I'd have a shock of my life. Right, let me go and get you an apple. 2 seconds. Look. Right, just so I'm not going mad. It's darker in the middle, isn't it? Look. So, I think this makes it look darker as well. So, I am going to pop these in the oven and I'm going to cook them for about 30 minutes. I'm going to keep an eye on them. I'm probably going to put them on the bottom of the oven just to give them a chance. And as it's Sunday, I'm going to do roast dinner at the same time. So multitasking, and I will show you them at the end. Wish me luck, guys. Right, the first batch is out, guys. Okay, don't laugh. Okay, poor Hollywood. If you see this video, you probably won't actually remotely see this. If you do, yeah, I'd get the look. I'd get the eyes. I know. Okay, this is an apple. Okay. Okay. This is an apple, and I wanted my buns to look like an apple, didn't I? I did. Okay, shall I show you them? Okay, just remember, this is an apple. This is what an apple looks like. This is what my buns look like. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay, yeah, I get it. They don't look like an apple, does it? I mean, look. Okay, take away the colour, right? Let's take the colour away because it was never going to be this colour. But shape-wise, oh dear, that didn't work. Okay, but I don't care. Do you know what? It's all about the flavours. And it's the first time I've made this, so, and I always show you the truth. So this is the first batch of 5. So I think what I need to do is chop maybe one of these in half, this one, small. And let's taste it and let's be honest with you and see what it tastes like. Right, shall I do this in poor Hollywood style? So, I've cut it in half, to show you. 2 halves. And looking at the density, it looks cooked. Yeah, it's very hot actually because I just took it out of the oven. Can't smell the apple. Okay. I suppose one thing to do is taste it. Okay. I can taste the yeast, which probably isn't a good thing. I don't know. It's definitely sweeter than a normal roll, which is probably the apple. I'm just wondering whether I could forego the oil next time and just use apple puree, because that's so sweet. And the sugar as well. Do I need sugar in bread? Because I've never put sugar in bread before. And I'm wondering whether I can get rid of the caster sugar as well, because the apple is very, very sweet. This bread isn't overly sweet, but it's, yeah, I'm just wondering if I could work on this. It's not bad, I have to say. I would definitely be eating this. Cinnamon, I just have to sit down and work out how much cinnamon it is. It is nice. The method to my madness of using the apple was I thought it might be nice with cheese. So you saw my Tesco haul the other day. I bought a few different types of cheeses. I thought, you know, if we were having some people around or whatever, this would be quite nice to serve warm with a selection of cheese boards. Selection of cheese boards? Selection of cheeses on a cheese board. Yeah. I think it worked, actually. I really just then got a really nice piece of apple. I pureed it, and I wonder whether chunked apple would be nice. Maybe not. I don't know. I think puree works. I think it adds the sweetness. I think it's nice and crisp on the outside. It's really smooth and soft on the middle. Yeah, I'm really happy with that, guys. So, I hope that's inspired you. As you know, with me, I never take a recipe verbatim. I have to make it my own. I will do. All do? Always do. I haven't had a drink yet. I need to, don't I? What's wrong with me today? I've had a few catastrophes today. I think I've probably deprived of sleep because it's about 3 o'clock this morning. I went to bed and I was up at 8 to watch the rugby. So, yeah, I think I probably am tired now. But yeah, guys, you know, I just take recipes and I just think of ideas of what I can do and just see what flavours work. And it's fun. And you make some mistakes. Jesus, I've made some curries that my husband can't eat because they're so hot. But do you know what? If you don't give it a go, you don't know. And, you know, if you've got the time and the patience, just have a mess around in the kitchen. You don't need probably a patient husband or family or yourself just to try things and taste them out. But actually, apple puree, I think, is a new thing. And in actual fact, the apple puree I was saying to Hubby before I did this video, I've got loads left over, but it makes an amazing apple sauce. So I'm going to keep it in the fridge. I might have to freeze it because it's fresh. I don't know how long it will keep. But why buy apple sauce when there's absolutely loads of trees out there on the lane that I just need to get my arse out there and pick them, and then the world's my oyster. I mean, apple pies, apple crumbles, apple turnovers, apple sauces. Hubby asked about cider, but I did point out we need a cider press and we don't have one. So yeah, that's not going to happen. But yeah, that's me for this day, Sunday. So guys, hope you had a better Sunday than me. This is actually topped. It's actually for me making this bread. You know, having forgot my car and gone to a fair that doesn't exist because I'm a week late. You know what? It's fun. But then next weekend, guys, oh my God, South Africa versus England on Saturday. That is going to be fun. I don't know what we're going to do. I'd like to invite people around. I don't know. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. It's breakfast. It's not like you have people around for a party or whatever. I don't know. I'd like to bake for it. I was hoping it was Sunday. Not quite sure if on Friday night I get home from work I'm going to have the energy to bake something that's going to be half South African, half English, just, you know, for the fun of it. I don't know. We'll see. The dogs, we've decided, are going to have to choose a team each, and I think Lola needs to come with me to England and Fido needs to support South Africa. But who knows? Yeah, so we've got a fun week ahead. On Wednesday I'm going to show you my pizza which I made with naan breads. So you've got to try it, guys. It's really quick, really easy, and very, very tasty. So the only way you're going to get all this if you subscribe to my channel. And obviously if you click notifications, and then you'll know when I've uploaded something. You know, I try and do a Sunday, I try and do Wednesday. If I'm doing things in between, I will, because I love doing this, guys. And I really want to grow my channel. I would love to get more subscribers, guys. And I know that over 50%, 60% nearly actually, of people who visit my channel don't subscribe. And I really wish you would. Be really nice, please, guys. So anyway, right, I'm going to actually get myself a glass of wine from somewhere. But in the meantime, I am going to finish this half roll. What's wrong with me today? I think sleep deprivation is why they used it as a torture in the olden days, because it really does play tricks with your mind. It really does. So I'm going to finish this half a roll. Lola's come to visit. Shall I see if she likes it? Do you want to like it? Do you want to try it? Oh, she's took it. Yep, and she's eaten it. So I think that's a thumbs up from Lola. In the meantime, guys, you take care. Have a fabulous week. Weigh in on Wednesday. So I'll either do something Thursday or Wednesday, depending how depressed I am. I'm trying to be good this week. I really am. So I will put something out there. Say Wednesday night will be my naan bread pizzas. So probably Thursday I will tell you my weigh-in update. Wish me luck for that. But yeah, so guys, I'll see you later.